Cardiff City are a club in crisis. Once considered a staple in the Premier League, they currently find themselves in the relegation battle for the championship. Owner Vincent Tan has called us up and wants to become European champions, so that is exactly what we're doing today as we rebuild Cardiff City. This is the default starting 11 that FIFA 23 has given us, but I can guarantee you guys this team is going to look quite different by the end of the opening window. I've got to give you Cardiff City fans some love though. You have been absolutely swarming my DMs, swarming the comment section, swarming my social media saying you want the Bluebirds rebuild. I respect it, I respect it. I really want to make sure that we, number one, survive relegation this year, but number two, build the foundations for a successful rebuild. So we're going in here and talking to Rangers, trying to sign the former Welsh wonder kid, Rabbi Matondo. Needs to get his act together. And I think Cardiff City, the Bluebirds, could be the place to do that. He can come back to Wales, see what he can do. No way am I getting rid of Ruben Colwill, though. He is really definitely a part of my plans in the early stages of this rebuild at least. £3.15 million and Rangers are going to accept that. But whilst we wait to hear about Rabbi Matondo, we're going to have our first player departure of the rebuild. Romain Sawyers is off to Southampton. And there we go, lads. We get it over the line. Rabbi Matondo will be joining us here at Cardiff City. But I'm actually going to look to train him as a right winger and play him on that side rather than the left. So currently Allsop is our highest rated goalkeeper. Allsop is 68 rated and 30 years of age. I want someone that's higher rated and younger, which is why we are signing the Serbian shot stopper, Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. He's not some 20-year-old wonder kid, 25 years of age, an upgrade. There's room to grow, but most importantly, he's going to serve us a purpose in these first few seasons. A lot of cleaning out needs to be done to this squad though. We're saying goodbye to Gavin White, who is off to the Belgian league. And we've got a loan transfer here. Oliver Denham. This dude's overall is absolutely dreadful, so I want to get him up from 57 to maybe the 60s. Is that too much to ask for? For those of you that don't know, I am a Fulham fan. Luke Harris, Welsh wonder kid, plays for Fulham. I know how good this kid can be. I want to sign him at Cardiff City and develop him into one of the best Welsh footballers of all time. Let's see. We get him on a bargain from Fulham with Marco Silva. Let's get the contract sorted. It only took 2 weeks. Matondo is officially a right winger. Now let's get those skills up and get the growth going. Let's go, lads. Luke Harris returning to Wales on a 5-year deal at Cardiff. I am immediately adding him to the loan list. The clean out continues though. Curtis Nilsson is the latest player out of the club. And there we go. Just like that, it has happened. Luke Harris has got a 2-year loan move to FC Sion, praying to the FIFA gods that he comes back a weapon. And we've got another young player headed off on loan, Ollie Tanner off to Peterborough for a year. Man is so tall that he doesn't even fit in shot of the screen, but it is going to be a Keon Etete, another player off on a 2-year loan. So this is how the starting 11 now looks after the opening transfer window at Cardiff City. There is still so much work for us to do, but this is a very good start. But like I've said before, the number one objective for this first season at Cardiff is don't get relegated. Okay, I would say we're just clear of the relegation battle for now, but we need to make sure we stay focused and locked into this January transfer window so that we don't slip in there in the second half of the season. Another short little loan move though, Isaac Davies off to BSC Young Boys to start this January window. Stretching the budget like crazy here though, lads, to sign a new right back for the starting 11. It is Kylian Sildilia, the French right back, joining us from Freiburg for £4.2 million. Well, it's just about drain the bank account. Forget about the transfers, we're rolling right back into the loans. Joel Bagan off to Anderlecht for 6 months. And it's going to be Vontae Daly-Campbell off to Heidenheim for 6 months. Objective complete, lads. 16th position with 55 points, and we have survived relegation here in season number 1 with Cardiff City. So we were on 55. Sunderland got relegated. We were 14 points clear of being relegated, but the teams going down alongside Sunderland are going to be Wigan and Blackpool. Scrolling up the championship table though, and it is going to be Watford and Burnley. Watford almost went invincible and hit the 100-point marker. Fair play. Liverpool did win the FA Cup. We actually made it to the round of 16 where we lost on penalties to Nottingham Forest. And Tottenham broke their trophy drought, winning the Carabao Cup. It is going to be Middlesbrough, Michael Carrick and Middlesbrough heading up to the Premier League next season. Man City win the Champions League title. Benfica break their European curse and win the Europa League. And it is Villarreal winning the Conference League. Big first season though for Callum Robinson, 19 goals, 6 assists. Rabbi Matondo has gone up +6 this season. That is a nice start. Also checking in on Luke Harris, his first season at FC Sion, he's gone up +4. That is nice, mate. We are going to be saying goodbye, though, to our starting centre-back, Cedric Kibre, who is headed back to West Brom. So one of our main priorities for next year is getting a new centre-back. So we've got this defensive midfielder here, Andy Rinomota. I played him in the first season at centre midfield, and he's been getting -5 in terms of his sharpness and all that. So instead of converting him to a centre midfielder, which is going to stupidly take 449 weeks, you're trying to tell me it takes like 5 or 6 years to teach a guy how to play center midfield instead of center defensive midfield. Instead, we're going to promote him or convert him to a center back, which is going to take 2 weeks and hopefully solve our center back crisis. But our first signing of the season has me just absolutely over the moon. There's 2 things that I love in rebuilds. Number 1, first and foremost, getting a bargain. And number 2, giving a player an opportunity to almost revive his career and save it before it starts to nosedive. And we're going to do both with this signing. Brandon Williams can't get first team football at Man United. He had 12 months remaining on his contract, so we have got him on an absolute bargain of £5 million. And the English left back is going to be our new left back. First man out of the club, though, in season number 2 is going to be Ryan Wintle, who is off to Besiktas. And Andy can officially become a centre back. Please grow from 72. He goes up to a 74 just by training to be a centre back. You'll love to see it, lads. That helps us a lot. But that now means we desperately need ourselves a new centre midfielder. I want to go in here for the Italian midfielder, Manolo Portanova from Genoa. 4.5 million is his market value, and 4.5 is what Genoa's manager is going to accept. That is a big signing. Our new number 7, our new starting center midfielder, Manolo Portanova. In his picture, he looks like the long-lost cousin of bloody Fabrizio Romano, but here we go. He's joining the squad. Little loan move here as Eli King is off for the next year, and a permanent departure here at the left-back role. We no longer need Collins, considering we have Brandon Williams, so we're going to sell the Nigerian left back to Norwich for 1.3 mil. Trying to save up as much as we can to make a big name signing. I've been trying to sell this dude since day 1, day dot of this rebuild. Marlon Romeo is now officially no longer a Cardiff City player. Isaac Davies had a great 6-month spell at BSC Young Boys last year. He went up +4 overall and is now 66 overall. So I'm excited to see what he can do a full season at St. Etienne. Another player that I've been trying to sell since day dot, it's Ryan Alsop. He is moving to one of my favorite cities that I've traveled to on planet Earth, and that is Istanbul. What a city, man. What a city. Another big name player departure, though, and another player off to Turkey. It is our starting left midfielder, Callum O'Dowda. He went to Ghent. He had an offer, accepted to go to Besiktas. That's clearly fallen through, and he's gone to Ghent instead. That caught me by surprise. I'm going to try getting a bit of a steal here within the championship. Someone that wasn't on my radar until I did more research. Christos Zolos, the Greek winger from Norwich City. The chief executive says I can get him for about 7 million. That would be absolutely phenomenal if we could steal him from a potential promotion rival. They want 8.3. I still want to save a little bit of money. I want a penny pinch to the max here, and they accept 7.3 for the Greek winger, Christos Zolos. That is a great start. He's gone from a canary to being a bluebird. It is Christos Zolos, now a Cardiff City player. You love to see it. That is hopefully going to be a game-changing signing that, fingers crossed, touching wood, gets us promoted. Rabbi Matondo is hot property at the moment, but it is another backup goalkeeper departure, Jack Olnwick of Dusseldorf, and Rowan Luthra is off to Sirius on a season-long loan move. Big window. That has seriously taken us from a mid-table to relegation battler now up to, I would honestly say, my goal for this season is pushing for the playoffs. Gonna need our front three to carry us though. I've also changed to a 4-3-3 attacking formation. It's better for Matondo and Zolos that way. I spoke that into existence, lads. Absolutely spoke that into existence. We sit 6th in the championship right now, safe in the playoffs by 1 point, but there is still a lot of football to be played. This season could really go either way. Okay, we are going to be in the playoffs this season. That is phenomenal to see. That is exactly what we were after. Brighton and Fulham straight back up to the Premier League, and now it is between Brentford, Norwich, ourselves, or QPR for that final Premier League spot. Scrolling down the championship table, and the relegated teams are going to be Luton Town, Peterborough, and Rotherham United. Man City have taken down Wolves to win the FA Cup. Unfortunately, we didn't go on much of a run this year, although we did take down Everton in the round of 64, which is pretty good, and Liverpool have won the Carabao Cup. We lost to Norwich City on penalties in the semi-final. We didn't even make the playoff final. We lost to Norwich on penalties. That one hurts. And it is going to be Norwich who are promoted to the Premier League for season number 3. We stole Christos Zolas from them and it still wasn't enough. Man City have won back-to-back Champions Leagues. Barcelona take down Celtic in the Europa League. And it is going to be Borussia Mönchengladbach, winners of the Conference League. Rabbi Matondo, while he didn't have the crazy growth that he had last year, he has absolutely stepped up on the park for us. 22 goals and 9 assists. I am so excited to see what season 3 has in store for us. The push to the Premier League is well and truly alive. I want all of our signings this year to reflect just how serious we are about getting ourselves up to the Premier League. Our opening signing of season 3 is for an Italian centre-half in Caleb Akoli from Atalanta. But in a move that might surprise some of you, I have decided to sell our striker, Callum Robinson. Need to take that next step up in front of goal, which is why we have sold him to VFL Bochum for 3.2 mil. Ollie Tanner will probably never play a game for us. I'm just going to keep loaning him out until I potentially sell him. Come on, lads. We get ourselves a new starting striker. It is Sekou Mara joining us from Southampton. We pay £8 million for the French striker. I am so excited to see what he can do here. But it is time for us to move on, fortunately, from our club captain. It is going to be Joe Rolls headed to Levante for 1.75 million. He hit the 30-year-old age bracket, and I just need to upgrade at that spot. We need the money. I'm sorry, Joe. Sorry, Cardiff fans. Had to do it. Luke Harris back at the club, and once again out on loan this year just for 12 months. Hopefully get him up into the 70s. Another player off to Istanbul, though. It is going to be Perry NG. Shout out Cutsy Gaming. I feel like I'm just loaning out the same players all the time. Isaac Davies joining that bunch, though. And we're also going to be saying goodbye on a permanent basis to Max Waters, who's off to the Belgian league. It has been an absolute slog to make this happen, but we finally get ourselves a new centre midfielder. It is Alexis Trullet. The Frenchman is joining us from Panathinaikos for £6.3 million. Is this team good enough to get us promoted to the Premier League? Only time will tell, but I've got to say, overall, I am very happy with the development of this Cardiff City team. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. It's good, but we still need to push, lads. We still need to get ourselves in the top 2. I don't want to go through the playoffs again. The playoffs, Nee gave me a heart attack last year. I want to survive. I don't want to have a heart attack. I just want to go up peacefully. We are only 4 points behind Preston, though, so that gives me a lot of hope. Come on, lads. Cardiff City are back in the Premier League. We have finished 99 points to our total, just one shy of being Centurions here. Second place, automatically going up alongside Cardiff, alongside Southampton, I should say. You love to see it. 3 years later, we're finally promoted. Scrolling down the table, who got relegated though? Any big teams getting relegated? It is Blackburn down to League One alongside Barnsley and Coventry. A Manchester derby in the FA Cup. I would love if we could go deep in the FA Cup. We made it to the round of 16 once again. It's a reverse fixture this time. Man City winning a Manchester derby in the Carabao Cup. And once again, we had an absolute stinker in the Carabao Cup. Preston North End will be joining us in Southampton in the Premier League next year. Liverpool stopped Man City from going on a three-peat. Bayer Leverkusen win the Europa. And it is Dinamo Zagreb winning the Conference League. Rabbi Matondo was an absolute stud on our journey towards the Premier League. 23 goals, 4 assists. Christos Zolos with 18. Our front three have all had strong seasons. But here we go, lads. Premier League bound in season number 4 with Cardiff City. Let's get after it. It ain't gonna be easy. We're in the Premier League now, lads. We need to survive relegation by any means necessary. Gonna go in here for a new centre half, bolstering up the overall as much as humanly possible. Now, I don't know if this is gonna get me walked out of the room or whether Ajax are gonna agree to it, because Calvin Bassey, the Nigerian defender, market value of 22.5. Chief executive reckons I can get away with 18.5, and we do. Now, I was almost confident that that was going to get us in a lot of trouble, but it looks like we've already got life in the Premier League off to a great start. We signed him for 18.5 million pounds from Ajax. Bro, where is he? Where is he? Where's Calvin Bassey? He's not in our squad. It literally said that we assigned him. Cardiff City. Why is he on gank? Why is he on gank? Why is he on gank? He's literally, what? Why is he not showing up in our side? Nah, this is ridiculous. What has happened? We don't have Hazard either. Why was he showing up twice? I am so confused. And we've lost the money from our transfer budget as well. What the f, FIFA? It's literally like the 6th of July. The window is open. It's not like I did this last year or something. This is literally the 6th of July. Look, it's got the tick next to his name. I'm trying to read what that says, but it keeps popping up with this thing. Is he going to join us in January or something? Yeah, look, we have agreed terms with Calvin Bassey and he's just joined the team. He is available for training and selection, and you can include him in your plans for the next match. Where is he? I'm gonna simulate a few days forward and hope that he just shows up. But right now, I am really confused and kind of annoyed. I wanted to sell Andy Rinomota, but at the moment, I'm kind of scared to, because if we sell him and Bassey doesn't end up in our squad, then we're gonna not have a centre back. Yeah, so I'm like halfway through the transfer window, and Calvin Bassey still hasn't shown up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna refund myself the 18.5 million pounds I spent on him. If this happened to me though, and I was playing on console and I didn't have modding to help do this, I'd be fuming. So instead, I'm gonna go in for my second option, who is higher rated. So maybe this is a blessing from the FIFA gods to say that we shouldn't have gone in for Calvin Bassey. It's Josip Sotalo. Definitely more expensive though, so it's gonna make signing another player harder. They want 42.3. No, that ain't happened. I'll say 31.3 here. We're going to try saving some sort of money. Oh, this is going to be a disaster, isn't it? This is going to be an absolute disaster. 33.3. They have a deal. I thought they were about to walk out of the room and I was about to be on suicide watch. But here we go, lads. We have got Josip Sotalo. Please don't show me. Please do not show me the Hazard brothers. Okay, it's Matondo. I hope this one has gone through. We signed Josip Sotalo from Club Brugge for 33.3 million pounds. And he's in the squad. Yes. Okay, I still don't know what happened with that Calvin Bassey one, but we've got ourselves a new centre back. And there we go, lads. Since we have signed ourselves a new centre back, we're going to accept an offer of 5.15 million pounds from Sociedad for Andy Rinomota. Another one of our players heading to La Liga, however. Keon Etete is off to Espanyol for the year. And Mark Harris is off to Auxerre on a permanent transfer fee of 1.3 mil. Ollie Tanner is also headed out on a season-long loan move to Heidenheim. This is the team, though, that we have that has to try surviving the Premier League relegation battle. It is going to be such an interesting one. It's probably going to be a close one, but I'm praying that we don't spend next season in the championship. I have decided to keep some money left over though for the January window if things aren't going to plan. Although so far so good. We got manager of the month in our first month as a Premier League manager. You love to see it. We've also teed up a loan move now for Luke Harris to start the January transfer window. He's going to be heading there. This is an absolutely brilliant start to life in the Premier League. Currently 12th in the Premier League on 25 points. However, we are still not safe. We're only 11 points clear of Brighton, who sit on 14 points. A lot can change in half a season, so let's go make sure we stay up. Although, Bournemouth and Preston, when you're doing that bad, it makes it a lot easier for us. A bit of a spanner thrown in the works here. Milinkovic-Savic has requested a transfer out of the club in this January window, so we're going to put all of our attention, all of our focus, and all of our money into getting ourselves a new shot stopper. Once again, though, we have taken out Everton in the round of 64 of the FA Cup. We're making this a bit of a tradition. I know when I signed him in season 1, I said he was only here to kind of get us through this sort of period, but I still thought we could have got another 2 or 3 years with Milinkovic-Savic as our number 1. It's not to be, though. We've sold the Serbian to Napoli. It has been a hot minute since I have used Dean Henderson in a rebuild video, but here we are. Dean Henderson, show me what you can do. You're good for now. You're actually better than we need for now. Let's see if he can kick on and get some growth in him, or whether he's going to be kind of a gap in between like where we are now and becoming Champions League winners. Gonna head down to the championship though and spend some money on a backup center midfielder, trying to really build out the depth in this squad now. Taylor Gardner-Hickman joining us from West Brom. Your relegation battle. We finish 11th, legs 11 with Cardiff City, mid-table as you'd like, and you know what? I'm okay with that. We hit 50 points. We get as many wins as losses this year. That is a great start to life in the Premier League. The 3 teams that got relegated though, Brighton, Bournemouth, and Preston. Fair play to Bournemouth, you actually managed to get 4 wins. Pushing up the table though, the top team this year, no surprise, it's Man City. I mean, we finished on 50, so we need, next year, I don't want to be any lower than mid-table. I reckon we start pushing for like Conference League, Europa League football. That's the goal. Tottenham did win the FA Cup. We got to the round of 16 where we were eliminated by Tottenham. Man United won another Manchester derby final. Taxes and us having an absolute stinker in the Carabao Cup. PSG have won a Champions League. That is a top quality Europa League final if I've ever seen one. Getafe, fair play. Conference League winners. Rabbi Matondo, once again, an absolute hero for us in this promotional like survival campaign. Same thing with Zolos. He's really kicking into another gear. +3 overall. But I've got big questions on Sekou Mara. Only 7 goals. His growth is decent, but only 7 goals in the Premier League is disappointing. We are going to be saying goodbye though to Rohan Luthra as his contract is going to expire, and I'm going to let him move on to the free agents. You know what, lads? I want to take a massive step towards European football. I'm going to be putting so many players in the transfer list, and our starting 11 is about to go to the next level this year. I'm also just deathly afraid of second year syndrome. Coming out of the gate swinging here in season 5, we've got ourselves a new right back. It is Jed Spence joining us from Tottenham on a bargain price. I mean, his value's gone. Even his overall, he was 82 rated like 1 day ago. Now he's 83 rated at 38 million value. Thank you, Tottenham. Thank you very much. And since we now have Jed Spence, we no longer need Kylian Sedilio. We've made a nice profit on him, signing him for about £4 million in season 1 to now getting 16 million in return. And we're also saying goodbye to Alexi Trullet. I really had high hopes for this guy, but he's just not growing. Honestly, lads, he's just not growing. And we can't afford to be sitting around waiting and developing any longer. We need players that are going to get us up into European football. So we've sold him to Freiburg for £15.8 million. But lads, if you are enjoying today's rebuild so far, make sure you scorpion kick that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. I really enjoy making these rebuilds, and I hope you guys enjoy watching them as well. I told you guys we were going to be cutthroat this year. Sekou Mara had a bad year in terms of goal scoring last year. His growth was okay, but we need someone that's going to guarantee us 20 plus goals every season. And Sekou Mara had his opportunity, couldn't do it, so I've sold him to Wolfsburg. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready, because we have just signed a rebuild Hall of Famer. I believe we signed Santiago Jimenez in FIFA 20 or FIFA 21 a long time ago. He's actually grown into a world-class player in real life. Santiago Jimenez is joining us from Villarreal for £48.2 million. It is so good to see you again, my Mexican friend. This is a make or break transfer right here. Wolves apparently only have 1 year on the deal for Conor Gallagher, and the chief executive says we can get him for about £40 million. If we can do that, that is going to be great. If they want 50, we're not going to be able to afford it. So this is a really massive negotiation here for the future of Cardiff City Football Club. Can we get Conor Gallagher for 40 million? Yes, we can. I love my chief executive, and I love when clubs let their players come down to a 12-month expiry. Let's get right in there. I'm not going to delegate this one. I'm getting right in there and making sure that we can sign Conor Gallagher. He's going to be crucial. I want him here for 5 years. They want 5 years as well. No release clause, perfect. Now it comes down to wages. I can't afford that. Get off the bonus, and oh my God. I'm basically gonna have to throw our entire budget at Conor Gallagher here. Please, Conor. No, just get the signing bonus off. How about you take that? Literally take all of my money. Please, Connor. Wait, there we go. Please take all of my money. No. Come on, mate. £100,000. Forget the signing bonus. I'll give it to you in your next contract. Just accept it. This is never going to happen. The tension slowly. What else can I do, mate? Can I like meet you in the middle and give you a little bit more wage and a little bit more signing bonus? Come on, mate. You've taken off £10,000 from your signing bonus. What are you doing? What is your agent doing for you? This is gonna have to be it. I can't be playing around with this all day. They've just said 100,000. I literally just offered to you that before, but whatever. Your manager, your agent is a but Conor Gallagher, you're a legend. We've worked our asses off to get to this point, but Conor Gallagher is the new marquee signing here at Cardiff City. We've just absolutely nuked the starting 11 here, and it's probably the best decision we've made in this entire rebuild because we've now got ourselves a star striker, a star center midfielder, and a star defender. And this team, surely, I would almost bet my life on it, that this team doesn't suffer second season syndrome. Please. We should be competing for the Europa League or the Conference League qualification. Let's not even think about relegation. This is a perfect start to the season. This is exactly what we were after. We sit 5th right now in the Premier League, 34 points. We are so close to getting ourselves up into Champions League football. However, there is a lot of teams breathing down our necks. We could easily go from being 5th to like 13th in like a week, if that. Okay, this is gonna be a crazy season. 6-month loan move though for Luke Harris going to Frankfurt. He's growing quite nicely just behind the scenes. I've been trying to sell Ebu Adams for a permanent transfer for about 3.5 years now. I've accepted probably 10, 15 offers, not crazy money, but like 800, 900,000 pounds. He decides to finally accept someone's contract when it's on a free transfer. Ebu Adams, don't like ya. Get out of the club. Get out. Get out. Get out. We've got European football coming to Wales next year, lads. Coming to Cardiff City. It's not Champions League. We missed out by 1 bloody point, but we are going to be playing Europa League, I believe, in season number 6. Liverpool have won the Premier League title, as we can all see, a lot of draws for them, and the relegation zone is going to include Brentford, Palace, and Fulham. 3 London teams heading down. Tottenham are winning a lot of silverware in this rebuild. Unfortunately, we lost to Manchester United in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Tottenham, what is doing? What is doing, Tottenham? Cardiff City try to make it past the 2nd round of the Carabao Cup Challenge. Impossible. Inter Milan winning a Milan derby in the Champions League. Chelsea win the Europa League, and Leeds United have won the Conference League. I knew I could count on you, Santiago. I said when I wanted to sign a striker after we got rid of Sekou Mara that I wanted somebody who could get us more than 9 goals a season. I said I want 20 goals. He got 18. That's still very good. 18 and 4. Christos Zolos, though, is stealing the show at the moment. I'm letting a whole heap of players go on free transfers and free agency deals. I've had all these guys transfer listed for a little while now, haven't been able to sell them, so we're going to say goodbye on a permanent basis. Needing ourselves a big boy signing to this midfield to kick off the season. We're in the Europa League, and we are pushing to go to the next level. We're looking to go on a deep Europa League run and also get Champions League qualification. 51.6 million pounds to Juventus for Manuel Ugarte is accepted. Let's get the Uruguayan in Cardiff City blue. Very excited about this move, lads. This is a big time addition in the midfield. Someone that is coming about to enter his prime, to be totally honest. He's 85 rated. He's 26 years of age, and Manuel Ugarte is a bluebird. And we have recouped a large amount of the money we spent on Manuel Ugarte back, as we have sold Manolo Portanova to Napoli here for 40 million pounds. This was a very tough decision to make, but we have decided to sell the man that's been here since day one. It's Ruben Colwill, but I could not turn down 68 million pounds for his services. That type of money can go get us somebody that is much better than 82 rated and 25 years of age. I was hoping this guy would develop a little bit better, but it's not to be. Ruben Colwill, thank you for your services, but you're off to Tottenham. I have wanted to make this signing in a rebuild for such a long time. Xavi Simons is now a Cardiff City player. We paid an absolute mozza to sign him, but in the end, I think it's going to be worth it. Xavi Simons is joining us from Celta Vigo for £94.7 million. We're going to have an immense amount of fixture congestion this season with European football coming our way, so we need to start thinking about the backups in certain roles. Mitchell Van Bergen is going to join us here. He's a backup option to Rabbi Matondo at the right wing role, and we've signed him from Stade de Reims for £11 million. We've got to be going deep in the Europa League. We've got to be going deep in the cup competitions. There is no reason why we can't win the lot. Like, surely we can get out of this group. Surely we're not getting done by Shamrock Rovers, for God's sake. This is a dream start to the season, currently sitting third in the Premier League title race. We need to stay in this top four. We need to push for the title, because if we reach for the stars, we'll land on a cloud. We crushed that group though. Absolutely crushed the Europa League group stage. Surprised to see Union getting in there ahead of Nice though. I'm happy keeping the faith with the starting 11 for the remainder of the season, but I am going to continue adding to our squad depth as I sign Ben Wilmot from Stoke City. A handy option to have if anything happens to our current centre backs. Nah, you are kidding. We have missed out on Champions League football by 1 point. 1 point behind Manchester United. That hurts the soul. That really does. Tottenham win the league. I don't even care at this point. The relegated sides, West Brom, Newcastle getting relegated. Haven't seen that in a while. Man City take down Burnley to win the FA Cup. Arsenal win the Carabao Cup. It's AC Milan winning an all-Italian Champions League final. We won the Europa League. I'm not gonna lie. I fully clocked off and forgot that we were in the Europa League. We beat Barcelona in the final. Oh my God. Round of 16, we beat Midtjylland 3-2. Quarterfinals, we beat Osasuna 5-1. And in the semi-finals, we beat Tottenham 5-4 to win the Europa League and play Champions League football next season. Let's go. And Bayer Leverkusen have won the Conference League. My mood is so much better right now. Christos Zolos is a beast. He genuinely could be in Ballon d'Or contention next season. 36 goals, 10 assists, and he's gone up +4 overall to 90. This dude is an absolute god among men. Another batch of players departing the club on free transfers though. Oyo, Sang, and Phillips all headed to free agency. But we have Champions League football next season. Let's see what we can do. I seriously believe that we could be a Champions League contender this year, but we need a few more reinforcements to do that. Which is why we are going all out here to sign ourselves a world-class centre-half in Josko Vardiol. The 89 rated Croat is joining us from AC Milan for £80 million. Again, need to continue working on the backups in this squad. However, we have signed ourselves a backup striker. It is the South Korean number 9, Yong Sang Bin, joining us here from Wolverhampton. And we desperately had to get ourselves a backup goalkeeper because currently Dean Henderson is the only goalkeeper we have in our squad. And that's why we're signing the Brazilian shot stopper, Afonso Carvalho, for £24.5 million from Leeds United. 7 seasons in, and we are just doing an absolute madness here with Cardiff City. Look how strong this team is. Williams, Henderson, and Spence are our lowest starting rated players, and they're 86 rated. 86 rated is our lowest standard. That is wild. We've got the Croatian centre-back partnership of dreams in Vardiol and Sutalo. I don't know why I just pronounced that back to front. We've got depth in just about every area, and we've got some decent reserves here, but I'm really excited to see what we can do in the Champions League this year. Let's go check out our group. But before I do that, I need to show you guys Manager of the Month. We're getting Manager Month awards just popping out of our ears. It's going to be a very challenging start to our time in the Champions League though. We've got Leipzig, Lyon, and Midtjylland. No easy opponents here. We faced Midtjylland in the Europa League round of 16. I want to say it was last year, or round of 32, and they were a challenge. So we're going to have to stay focused if we even want to get out of this group to begin with. I told you it was going to be tough, lads. We consider ourselves to be a contender. We came second in this group, 2 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss on 9 points. Midtjylland came third and Lyon bottomed the group. This group was bloody tough, but we're into the last 16 and we're actually versing Juventus, which is going to be really, really interesting. Ugarte against his former side. This should be phenomenal. Second in the Premier League so far here, lads. The draws are killing us though. We've had less losses than Manchester City, yet they sit 9 points ahead of us. We need to be winning the league this year. Obviously need to be qualifying for the Champions League again next year, but those draws are killing me, man. So I'm really happy with how the starting 11 11's looking, but again, I just want to keep improving on the bench and the backup options. We've signed a new left winger here. It's another Dutchman into the club, Mohamed Touboni, joining us here for 16.7 million pounds from Wolfsburg. All right, here we go, lads. Lock in. Time to lock in. Time to see what we're actually made of. We've got Juventus in the Champions League round of 16. We are at home in Cardiff for the first leg, and I tell you what, Juventus were not here to spiders. They have put together a cooked team. Pedri, Colomboani, Vlahovic, of course, Martinelli, Timber, Mendy. Okay, this is gonna be tough. The first leg, what the 3-0? Oh my God, they brought Rainer off the bench and we beat them 3-0 in the first leg. Nah, that was not what I was expecting. But you know what? I'm not complaining. If we bottle this, I am going to be quite upset. If we bottle this, I'm gonna buy somebody, I'm gonna give somebody that subscribed to the channel $1 million. I don't even have $1 million. That's how confident I am that we're not gonna bottle this. I will go into bankruptcy if we lose this game, or if we lose on aggregate here against Juventus. Please, please, lovely, 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 lovely. I get to keep my non-existent $1 million and we get to get through to the quarterfinals. We're gonna be heading back to Italy here for the quarterfinals as we are facing Inter Milan. We know they've already run a Champions League in this rebuild, so this is going to be massive. Fair play to Monaco as well. They're currently 3-0 up on aggregate against Bayern Munich. A huge blow to the squad though for the first leg here away at the San Siro as Jed Spence is suspended. So what I've done, I've put Vardiol at the right back position. He doesn't take it there. And then I've brought Akoli back into the starting 11, which I'm comfortable with, to be honest. They've got a very good team though, Inter Milan. Chouamini in the midfield as well, alongside Nico Barella and Danny Olmo. His first leg at the San Siro is going to be a 1-0 win that we have grinded out. Zolos getting us the win. Who else but Zolos, the Greek god himself? I'm just trying to think back briefly, which is sad that my memory is so broken that I can't remember 5 minutes ago, but I don't think we've conceded a goal in all 3 of our Champions League knockout games so far. We're at home here. We're taking on Inter Milan with a 1-goal advantage to get ourselves into the Champions League semi-finals. I can already tell the squad fitness has taken a little bit of a hit. We had a must-win game in the Premier League 3 days ago, so I tried to rotate it strategically, but as you can see, it's affected some players more than others. I'm praying, really praying it doesn't affect us here in this second leg in Cardiff. This scoreline against Inter Milan for a spot in the semi-finals is a 2-1 win. Rabbi Matondo, the Welsh wizard, picking us up a brace and picking us up a ticket to the semi-finals. Well, isn't this an interesting final four? Wolfsburg versus Cardiff. Of course, we're versing Wolfsburg. And then Real Madrid versus AS Monaco. Real Madrid, the only team that you could put money on to think that they would probably be there. But this is very, very interesting. Wolfsburg, of course, a friend of the channel, but we're gonna have to put our alliances aside and our friendship aside as we take them on here away at Wolfsburg Arena for the first leg. The scoreline. We're taking on our former striker Mara. Please say Kumara. Do not punish us. Say Kumara versus Cardiff, and it's a 1-1 draw. Look at the domination. No, what? Jed Spence got a red card in the 15th minute. We had 7 shots to 1, but it's our former striker Sekou Mara tying it up for Wolfsburg in the 61st minute. We're going to be without Jed Spence in the second leg, but we dominated. I hope we dominate again. I'm following the exact same game plan and strategy that we used in the round of 16, I believe it was, when Jed Spence was suspended for that second leg. I'm putting Vardiol at the right back role and bringing Akoli into the starting 11, but the ramifications are massive in this game. We dominated the first leg, but only managed to get a draw there. We're at home, in front of our home fans, with a spot on the Champions League final on the line. Zolos, Jimenez, Matondo, I am relying on you guys. Be clinical tonight. The scoreline against Wolfsburg is going to be a 2-0 draw. It's Vardiol and Williams. Who needs your front line when you've got a left back and a right back to put you into a Champions League final? Once again, we dominate Wolfsburg, but this time we come away with the chockies. Man, I hope we verse Monaco in the Champions League final. Nope, Monaco got humbled as well. So there we go, lads. We're going to be versing Real Madrid in the 2029 Champions League final. This one is going to be massive. Ajax, though, taking down the Europa League kings themselves, Sevilla. Sevilla, and Villarreal win the Unai Emery derby as they beat Arsenal. I was really hoping this would be the year we won the Champions or the Premier League title for the first time, but it's not to be. We finished third in the Premier League. Those draws absolutely killed us. Scrolling down the table though, who got Tottenham almost got relegated. Oh my God. Nottingham Forest won the FA Cup. Fair play. Brighton won. All the underdogs are winning the cups this year. Also, we did take down AC Milan to win the UEFA Super Cup at the start of the season, so add that to the trophy cabinet. A massive blow ahead of this Champions League final. We have just gone from contenders to massive underdogs. Christos Zolos is suspended, and so is Manuel Ugarte, two of our key attacking players suspended for the Champions League final. What a season though for Ravi Matondo. We're going to be relying on him heavily this Champions League final. 29 goals and 10 assists for him. It is clear to see the impact we're going to be missing with Ugarte and Zolos being suspended. 21-3 from Zolos and 9-6 for Ugarte. This is, that is the worst news to hear. Regardless though, there's nothing we can do about it now. We need to suck it up, build a bridge and get over it as we've got a Champions League final to play in. Also lads, this is the lineup I'm rolling with now for the Champions League final. It's ugly, but it's what we're going to have to do. We have to adapt or die. Santiago Jimenez with the tifo there. Hopefully he can have an impact for us here. It's the Champions League final in Benfica. This stadium is low-key gorgeous as well. Nah, as if I've just headed that right back to them. Good smother. That was some of the worst defending I've ever done on my behalf, and we're behind. Vinicius has given Real Madrid one of the ugliest leads you'll see in rebuild history. I ain't too happy about that one. We genuinely look shocking right now. Real Madrid are a step above. Zaniolo thankfully was offside. Come on, this is good. Up the wing. Xavi just running through here. No real options. That's what we lack. Xavi, get it in the box there to Jimenez. Jimenez trying to skill his way through. He's going to lay it off here. It's going to be Gallagher. Gallagher's going to green time it, and Williams. It's just ricochet. Vinicius is genuinely giving me a headache in this game. This dude is cracked out of his mind. I can't make a tackle, man. Nah, what a save, Henderson. They're getting every bounce right now. What a tackle, but it falls right back to them. We're not getting any single bounce in this game. Oh my God. Jed Spence running up. He's so fast. There's no options. I'm just going to go with Jed Spence. Come on. Jed Spence, just like that, straight off the kickoff, gets us a goal back. That man is so fast. Not going to lie, when I got in this position here, I was hoping we had a better opportunity to square, but thankfully we got the finish in. Come on, counter-attack. Xavi going here to Jed Spence, the goal scorer. Going back to Xavi. This is where we're going to get them on the counter. Xavi out there to Jed Spence. He's so fast. Jed Spence squaring it. 2-all. It's Jimenez on the stroke of halftime. Come on, we've raised the 2-goal lead, and we're going to be heading into halftime all tied up. Jed Spence, you are an absolute stud. What a run, what a pass, and what a finish from Santiago Jimenez. I've said it once, I'll say it again. This final is cooked. Undo all the hard work we've done. Vinicius coming up the guts there. Vinicius is my worst nightmare right now. Henderson makes the save. They get the follow-up. This is shit. Oh, this game makes me want to put a bullet in my head. Beat it. I see you, Jimenez. Jimenez. Oh, it's a terrible touch. Go back. It's Matondo, and he puts it wide. Harris going here. I saw Jimenez. They're defending us like crazy, Real Madrid. Gonna switch that one out there to Brandon Williams. Back to Matondo. Going back to Williams here. Williams inside the box. Williams to Jimenez. Jimenez shoots, and Jimenez is gonna green beam that one. It's all tied up again. 64 minutes into this one. What a Champions League final this has been so far. Back and forth, back and forth. Oh my God. Vinicius, please get subbed off. Good tackle though, Jed Spence. That tackle has now unleashed us on a counter-attack, which is where we've been killing them in this game so far. Matondo going to Harris, slowing things down a little bit. Xavi, go back to Xavi. Xavi Simmons. Williams again. This is brilliant. The overlapping runs have been phenomenal. Jimenez! Jimenez! Come on! Santiago Jimenez has a hat-trick in the Champions League final, and we take the lead for the first time in this game. Holy shit. The 5 at the back formation has worked a lot for us in this game because our overlapping runs have been insane. This final and this game is cooked. Nice. Come on, Matondo. Back to Jimenez. Jimenez, back to Matondo. They can't keep up with us. Williams in there. Tarlo going Gallagher out there. Xavi Simmons. Xavi holding it up. Gonna go there. Spence. Gallagher switching the play brilliant there to Brandon Williams, who has had a phenomenal game. Williams, do not not let them get an opportunity here in the final 5 minutes. Nah, they're in behind here. Williams needs to get back. Yes. Please be onside. He's onside. No, he's not. You cock tease referee. Real Madrid about to throw everything at it right here. 20 seconds to go. They're going to put that one out wide there. Win that header. Yes, Spence. Simmons. Nah, it's going to be a free kick. Zaniolo with a long shot. Corner. We clear this ball. We win the Champions League final. Courtois is up here for Real Madrid. Get rid of it, Simmons. Simmons heads it away. I'm just hit the X button there. And there it is. The referee blows the full-time whistle. That is going to go down as one of the most frantic finals in rebuild history. But lads, the Bluebirds, Cardiff City are champions of Europe here. That is the rebuild complete. But it is the man whose career needed reviving at the start of the rebuild, Rabbi Matondo, our star Welsh wizard, that is going to officially crown us, Cardiff City, as champions of Europe. Lads, if you enjoyed today's rebuild, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video. Love ya. Peace out.